Well, hello and welcome to the Righteous Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Ray Charles. I am super excited about today's episode. Today's episode is entitled Thinking Wealthy. Let me say that again. Thinking Wealthy. We who walk in the light, we have no excuse but to think wealthy. Before I get to today's scripture, I want to talk about a story that I heard, years ago. A conversation between John Lennon and Paul McCartney, of course, from the Beatles. This was back in about 1964. And during this conversation, they were talking about John's extension to his home. And apparently, John's wife wanted him to build a swimming pool. And then Paul turned to John and said, John, all we have to do is just write another song. And so that became an ongoing mantra for the two of them. We're not only going to write a song, but they started saying, we're going to write a swimming pool. Think about it. We're going to write a swimming pool. Back in 1964, they were already wealthy. And so they adopted a wealthy mindset. They knew that they never really had a money problem. Money was never really an issue. The only thing they needed to generate that revenue is to capitalize and water and nurture an idea, which they call a song. So whatever they needed to write, if they needed another vehicle, if John Lennon needed another vehicle, if Paul McCartney needed another vehicle, all they had to do was write another vehicle. John Lennon needed to come up with the funds for the swimming pool to make his wife happy. So all they had to do was to write another swimming pool. Today's scripture is taken from 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9, and I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not going to quote, but it says something like this. He who knew no sin became poor. He who was rich, rather, became poor so that we, through his poverty, can be rich. We already rich, y'all. We don't have to work towards richness. We just have to work from richness. We just have to trust that the King who begun a good work in us, he is able to complete whatever he started. And oftentimes what he starts in us is an idea. And we just have to believe that he who plays that idea, a matter of fact, didn't he say, delight yourself in the Lord and he will give you the desires of your heart? So he will give us the desires of our heart by way of an idea. I heard someone once said, the wealthy focus on ideas. The rich, rather, focus on materialism and what they own. See, I don't have to focus on what I own because I know all that I own belongs to the Lord. So whatever I need for another project, whatever I need to fund a missionary, whatever I need to pay for whatever expense or whatever investment, I don't necessarily have to have that in my hand. I just have to trust that in heaven, and where is heaven? Heaven is between these two airs, that God will deposit an idea, an insight, a concept, an idea, and because I'm his own, he will water and see to it that he who begun that good work in me is able to complete it. Because these walking in the light vignettes are intended to be brief, I'm going to stop right there. But boy, I can go deeper because there is another way. There is another way to function. There is another way to operate, and it is not labor. I close with this. The blessing of the Lord, it making us rich. The blessings of the Lord in Proverbs, it makes us rich and it adds no sorrow. If you look up that word sorrow, it means labor. We were not created to have increase through labor. We were created to have increase through the blessing. And the genesis of that is by way of an idea. John Lennon and Paul McCartney, they grabbed a hold of that concept. Until we meet again, I pray that this vignette was a blessing to you. It certainly was a blessing to me. I'm speaking it, and it is a blessing to me. If these vignettes are a blessing to you, I encourage you to share it. Share it on Instagram, share it on Facebook. And just to keep up with all, because I've lost count on the number of vignettes that we have produced over the last few months, just go on our website. Just go on arrayoflight.com. That's ARAYOFLIGHT. And just subscribe so you can get all of our newsletters, all of our blogs, all of our podcasts, etc. Take care and God bless.